Because they already showed the cheese.
Nobody knew what belonged to him. Nobody touched him. Nobody. Check that out. Cheese? Stop! Good God, man! You almost got the cheese touch. The what? The cheese touch. Nobody knows when or how, but one day, that cheese mysteriously appeared on the blacktop. Nobody knew who it belonged to. Nobody touched it. Nobody threw it away. And so there it sat, growing more foul and powerful by the day. Then one day, a kid named Darren Walsh made the biggest mistake of his life. Darren touched the cheese! No, I didn't. I just looked at it. Really? Darren had the cheese touch. It was worse than nuclear cookies. He became an outcast. The only way to get rid of the cheese touch was by passing it on to someone else. And so began the cheese touch frenzy. Friend turning on friend. Brother turning on sister. It was madness.
Whew. I would hate it if I had the cheese touch.
Good thing this is just a movie.
But I mean, you can never be too careful.
I'm gonna go make some popcorn, guys.
Was that the cheese touch? We need to take care of this before she infects us too.
What are you doing?
Don't come any closer.
The Cold War. Near the beginning of the Cold War, in 1950, American Senator Joseph McCarthy falsely claimed that he had a list of Communist Party members who worked in the US government, causing mass hysteria and skepticism about communism. This started the practice of McCarthyism, in which individuals were accused of being communists, even though they had zero affiliations with communism in any way. False accusations.
Oh my god, this is exactly what we did to Grace, exactly. This is exactly what the cheese touch is, exactly. That is exactly what I was thinking, exactly. We need to learn more about what exactly this McCarthyism business is. Perchance.
Do you know what this means?
It's all matching up.
McCarthyism is
The cheese touch!
McCarthyism and the Cheese Touch. One, an accusatory campaign against communists in the US, and the other, a plot point in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. At first glance, the two would seem to be polar opposites, but when taking a closer look, more and more dots become connected. McCarthyism and the Cheese Touch. Are they the same thing? McCarthyism, a campaign led by Joseph McCarthy in the 1950s. This crusade accused many people in the government and other institutions of being supposed communists.
Anyone was subject to McCarthyist scare tactics, right?
Because they were afraid they were either going to get accused or that there really was this many communists in the government.
Today, the most dangerous enemy agent is not so much concerned with the secret information about weapons as he is with infiltrating the necessary departments of the government and shaping and controlling the actions of our nation so that the enemy is progressively winning without even firing a single shot.
While McCarthy had claimed that he was saving the nation from communist infiltration, his campaign mainly targeted anyone who slightly showed disapproval of the policies of the government.
You're either with us or you're against us. You either love America as it is or you are dissatisfied and want to change it and you're a traitor.
McCarthy's crusade brought on a lot of anti-communist paranoia and distrust in the public. No one felt safe.
America, the vote, for this is my country to have and to hold.
The Diary of a Wimpy Kid books. A fictional series written by Jeff Kinley. The series is told through the diary of a middle schooler named Greg Heffley. In the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid book, a game played at Greg Heffley's middle school is introduced. The Cheese Touch.
The cheese touch caused a lot of distrust among the students of Greg Heffley's middle school.
It comes from like the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series, which is just like a kids comic book series, but it kind of like represents something bigger.
But how are they the same? how could a fictional children's book symbolize a much bigger political campaign from the Cold War? In both circumstances, minorities are targeted. In Diary of a Wimpy Kid, a foreign exchange student from Germany is given the cheese touch.
I know that a lot of European immigrants were targets of McCarthyism.
There were, of course, people who it was weaponized especially against, and predominantly they were people who are already marginalized in society.
The two also work to pin people against each other and create an environment of fear and hysteria.
What it did is it created an atmosphere of hostility between people. What was formerly people living in a community under some sense of solidarity, everyone was a potential enemy, an adversary, a traitor.
The public may want you to believe that the cheese touch is just a humorous subplot to Diary of a Wimpy Kid, that it's just a dumb book. But does media not reflect reality? Must we only look at the surface of the water and not what lurks beneath it?